Hey there YouTube, California Prepper here. This is going to be a video entry into my buddy MR.YouTube59's awesome contest he has going on right now. This is a pretty cool giveaway, and the prize is unknown. It's actually going to be 7 items inside of a box, and to tell you the truth, it's really not about the prize. I'm just really excited to be able to share another story with you guys. He's asking us if you were ever served in any branch of the military or any part of law enforcement, if you'd like to share a story of like that, as long as it's over 5 minutes, which, I mean, I don't think you could really share a story in under that, but if not, just share a story that you'd like of something before you were 18, something when you were a kid. So, the story that I'd like to share with you guys is actually a story that I actually wanted to share with you guys the other night when I did my video response to Hammer 30 or 357 Mag's worst cut video. Because my worst cut that I've ever had, although it was a pretty nasty cut that I got from that turkey carving knife when I was about 6, but the worst cut that I've ever really had, I was in kindergarten, and my mom had come. It was probably 3 or 4 days before Halloween, and we went out to Book's Family Farm, which is the area's the nicest family farm in the area, where all the schools go out and take the field trips to, and you know, they had the tractor rides and the corn mazes and the pumpkins, and you know, it's an all-around great time. Well, we went out there for the day, and everything was going well. My mom was there with me. We're having a really good time. About the worst thing that happened that day was the teachers forgot to get the lunch from the cafeteria, so us kindergartners were starved all day until we got back to school. But I mean, we were having a blast. We were running around outside. That was the least of our worries. We weren't really thinking about eating. But it all came about when it came time to go pick out our pumpkins. So of course, when you're in kindergarten, you don't want a little round, perfectly round pumpkin. You want the biggest one you can find. You and your buddies are fighting over it, and I went and picked out the biggest, toughest, biggest one I could find. And the rule was, you could only pick a pumpkin that you yourself could carry. If your parents were there, they couldn't carry it for you. Your teacher wouldn't carry it. So you had to get something that you could carry the whole time. You couldn't put it down. You couldn't. So if you couldn't carry it, it was too big, and you had to get something smaller. That was the rule. So of course, you know, oh no, this is the one. I got it. So I, of course, being, you know, a kid, little boy in kindergarten, I thought I had it, and for some reason, the way that they had cut the husk off the top of the pumpkin, it was at a pretty sharp angle, and when I lost my grip on the pumpkin, you know, because we weren't allowed to put it down, so I was straining a little bit, and I lost my grip, and it slid down. And let's see, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see that there. There you go. That scar that runs all the way down my hand. If you guys could feel my hand, it's a really, really defined scar. And I mean, imagine it now. That's probably about 3 inches of a scar there. So imagine when you're in kindergarten, that was probably the length of my entire hand at that time. It was a pretty deep gouge, and it was bleeding out, and of course, you would think, being on a school field trip, the first thing that would happen was they would, you know, run to the bus and get a first aid kit, but for some reason the buses weren't there. The buses had went back to the school, so we were sitting there waiting for the buses with no first aid kit, and all we had was salt. And I remember my mom putting my salt in my cut to keep it from getting infected, because it was pretty dirty, and man, it was the worst pain ever. And I could only imagine, what if I would have just got a smaller damn pumpkin, you know. And to this day, I've always I've always thought back on that, and I don't understand. Every time I tell that story, everybody just, salt, really? And I don't understand why they put salt on it. You know, the only thing I could think was to keep it, you know, uninfected. But it's a pretty nasty scar. That was my worst cut that I've ever had, and that's a story I was wanting to share with you guys for that other video response, but it didn't happen with a knife, so I couldn't share it with you guys. But that's my story that I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully that's what you were looking for, MR.YouTube59. I love your channel, by the way, brother. I just found you, and I've been watching your videos all day. I love it, and I'm really happy I found your channel. So hope you have a good Thanksgiving, brother. And I wish the best to you and yours. So that's going to do it for now. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. California Prepper, out.